Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the first big single off of Food and Liquor, the obvious Kick Push.
What up, y'all? Yeah, soundtrack, what's poppin', baby? Woo! If y'all ain't know, I go by the name of LUPE FIASCO, representing that first and 15. Yeah, and this one right here, I dedicate this one right here to all my homies out there grinding. You know what I'm saying? Legally and illegally. You know what I'm talking about? So, check it out. First got it when he was 6, didn't know any tricks. Matter of fact, first time he got on it, he slipped, landed on his hip and busted his lip. For a week he had to talk with a list like this. Now we can end the story right here, but shorty didn't quit. It was something in the air. Yeah, he said it was something so appealing. He couldn't fight the feeling, something about it. He knew he couldn't doubt it, couldn't understand it. Branded since the first kick flip he landed. Labeled a misfit, a bandit. Cocoon, cocoon, cocoon. His neighbors couldn't stand it, so he was banished to the park. Started in the morning, one stopped after dark. Yeah, when they said it's getting late in here, so I'm sorry, young man, there's no skating here. So we kick, push, kick, push, kick, push, kick, push, coast. And away he rolled, just a rebel to the world with no place to go. And so we kick, push, kick, push, kick, push, kick, push, coast. So come and skate with me, just a rebel looking for a place to be. So let's kick and push and coast. My
man, Kick Push right there. That's a hot track right there. That beat is correct. Is that his name, Soundtrack? Am I saying that correctly?
A lot of
Soundtrack,
shit.
the producer?
Soundtrack. Yeah.
That's the guy's name. If I'm not mistaken, the producer. I can confirm that right now.
Yeah.
I believe it. I believe it's Soundtrack. I'll double check it right now. Kick Push.
Is that somebody heavy?
I believe it's somebody from the first attempt, the FNF. Shout out to them. Malcontent in the building as well. Shout out Malcontent. And like I said, definitely a hot song. The very first single, like I said, off that debut project. That was coming out back in 06. So he had a debut project that came out September 19th of 2006. Again, the lead song of that. Big song, big video. That used to get a lot of play on 106 & Park too. Remember that?
Got a lot of play everywhere. It got a lot of play. It was on there was a first and 15th mixtape before that album came out.
Oh.
That I remember that song was on, because being on that album, that wasn't the first time I heard that song. It was before that. And then when I realized we was gonna be talking about this, it brought back some memories, because I actually had to work both of these projects, The Cool and Food and Liquor.
Speaking of The Cool, let's talk about the first single off that project. Again, very big records. Again, when you do your homework and you go back and look in hindsight, like Lupe had some pretty big records. This was another big record off that Lupe Fiasco's The Cool. Let's talk about Superstar featuring Matthew Santos.
If you are what you say you are, a superstar, then have no fear. The camera's here and the microphones, and they wanna know the return. If you are what you say you are, a superstar, then have no fear. The crowd is here and the lights are on, and they wanna show. A fresh, cool young Lou trying to cash his microphone check 212. Wanna believe my own hype, but it's too untrue. The world brought me to my knees. What have you brung you? Did you improve on the design? Did you do something new? Where your name in on the guest list? Who brung you? You, the more famous person, you come through, and the sexy lady next to you come too. And then the hitman standing outside of heaven waiting for God to come and get me. I'm too uncouth, unschooled to the rules, and too gumshoe. Too much of a newcomer and too uncool. Like shadow in the veil, I battle with it well. Though I need a holiday like lady who sung blue. Go back, whatever you did, you undo. Heavy as heaven, the devil on me 2 tons too. If you are
See, they talking about it in the chat room. We talking about a very lyrical individual. I see a cool battle. King Los up against Lupe. Again, Lupe is that level that he can go up against King Los, respectfully, Mr. September. I think that's a cool battle to see. Now, I don't know who would win, but Lupe is of that level. Let's talk about it. Like I said, we talking about the obvious big records in the room. This is a guy that's very lyrical who gets away. And the time and space, which is the early 2000s, well, let's call it the early, like the mid 2000s, when music was very crunk and very clubby. And you, like Lupe, who's super lyrical, dropping records that still got radio and video play, respectfully. Let's talk about it. Kick Push versus Superstar. Who do you got? We don't really have no voting booths in the chat room tonight, but like everybody, state your vote out, write it out. Like I said, let us know what you're thinking. Superstar versus Kick Push. Who wants to go first? Who do you got?
I'm going first. I'm going Kick Push.
Oh, snap. Going down with the ship. Why do you feel that way, though? I know you're going down with the ship regardless.
Because like around that time, it's like I saw like a lot of little kids with the skateboards and they were blasting the shit out of that track, yo. I was like, okay. And I mean, like the beat. I love the beat. I like the vibe to it. You know what I'm saying? The other one, yeah, okay. A little orange shit, you know what I mean? I like it. You know what I'm saying? He made me want to get a skateboard. I'm sticking to that track and sound that producer soundtrack is dope.
Fair enough. We got basically the first vote of the evening. Mastermind putting it down for Kick Push. Shout out to DJ Mytar in the building. Salute, sir. Salute. Let's talk about it. One vote in. Anybody feel the same as Mastermind, or someone want to feel a little bit different?
You know, I feel the same. I feel like Kick Push is like his version of Common's Love to Hip Hop. So that's his what they call it, old to hip. That's his version. So that's a metaphor. His skateboarding thing was a metaphor for his lifestyle and hip hop.
Okay, I like that. Another star. Fair enough. I like that. We got 2 votes. Kick Push. Anybody else? Let me ask this, because I don't know. It might be a short evening. It might be a long evening. Let's talk about it. Is anybody want to go for Superstar at the moment?
Well, go ahead. Go ahead.
I just want
to look, Sam. Well, because I think Lupe's I think this is an interesting battle, bro. Like, because realistically, he's like a prime example of somebody saying to me like, well, have you what do you think of this artist? Like, well, I don't know if I really like the single. Well, you got to listen to the album. Well, if I don't like the single, why am I going to go listen to the album? You know what I'm saying? So, or you like the single, you only get to the album and you don't do any more research. You know what I'm saying? So Lupe, for me, has always been an artist I really didn't do too much research on. I just started having a conversation with Malcontent as far as him being lyrical and things like that. When you listen to these 2 projects, these are prototypical, cleaned up industry set albums. You know what I'm saying? They sound like 80s hip hop as far as production wise. As far as production wise, you know what I'm saying? There's not a lot of deep drums, not a lot of, I guess, soul feeling to me anyway, my perspective. You know what I'm saying? So like the Kick Push song, I was talking about it earlier today. The Kick Push record, the beat, the lyrics, his cadence, everything with that record, it's such a relatable record to anybody and everybody. There's something about that record that everybody can love. I think that's one of those records you can't really hate. You know what I mean? Like, if you hate it, it's because you've heard it the past 6 malls you went to during Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, the Superstar one, we already know what that is. That's a humongous record. Right. You know what I'm saying? But we're talking about that's humongous on a different level. Like, that's like movie setting. That's like pulling up in the Ferrari, real shit. People pulling up on their boat. Shout out to my man Manny. You know what I mean? Pulling up on their boat really with that shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think it's super ill where he was able to take his music, especially with these 2 records, because these are, to me, his 2 biggest ones. You know what I'm saying? I'm personally gonna have to go with Kick Push, just because from the moment I heard that record, it was like, yeah, I love this fucking. Like, I absolutely love this fucking record. I remember one of my homeboys was a big skater back in the day, and I was like, what you doing on that shit? You know what I mean? But the skateboard life was always a part of hip hop. You know what I mean? It depended on where you looked at.
Definitely. It was another opening, I think, or introduction to like another version of an underground scene for hip hop, which was like the skateboard scene, especially on the urban side. Skateboard P, we had Lupe.
Right.
Like, oh, we here. And then now it's totally part of today's sort of identity in terms of hip hop. Period.
Right.
So that's pretty interesting. So again, we have 3 votes in the room at the moment for Kick Push. Chat room, what do you guys think? And I see a lot of, I think Kick Push love as well is what I'm kind of getting, right?
I'm gonna make a vote for Superstar because I voted for that project. I'm gonna take a stand for it. Now, I think everybody, of course, already made great points, and I agree with all those points. I think for me, or the reason why it depends on what direction you want to go into, right? Because the Kick Push is more of that underground hip hop that we know. Superstar, again, I always like to refer to the DJ bag.
Kick Push was TV, was on BET. I mean, I got nominated for a fucking Grammy.
Yeah. But for the Superstar record, though, it's a whole, like what I even said, it's a whole nother realm. It's a difference too, where again, if I pull out the DJ bag, I could probably have both records in the bag. I could have both, but they're getting played at different times for different things, and they're gonna have a different effect.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? Because the Superstar I may play right before that 12 o'clock. Hit them. When you playing that 12 to 2 slot, that 12 to 3 slot, you got to hit them. Come with your arsenal. You know what I mean? I might sneak that in prior, or maybe even as the beginning record in that set. Maybe. I'm just saying. So my vote is for that record because it can do a little bit more, in my opinion. Although I love the Kick Push record, I love it. So that's just my argument to stand up for Superstar, since I picked that project.
Nah, yeah, you're right, Scan, because as soon as you said that, like, you hear that Superstar shit, you're definitely chilling at a Hamptons party or some shit, rooftop with some exotic women.
And look what you just said, right? So look, if you play the Kick Push, you might be leaving with the shorty with the JanSport, where you play Superstar, you might be leaving with the Bentley outside. Which one you want to do? You know what I mean?
It depends on who gets the nastiest, No.
Well, overall point. Overall point.
That went somewhere else. I was about to go.
I know, right?
But I can't even go there no more.
Respectfully, would like to hear your vote on this. We're talking Superstar versus Kick Push. Who do you got?
I mean, this is about who do I got? Me personally, and I'm gonna go with Kick Push because I just like that record a little bit more. I mean, having worked both records, Superstar was definitely a different type of competition. You're not Food and Liquor, you're competing with the cool kids. And by the time Superstar came out, you're in conversations with people like Adele. And those are 2 different rooms, yo. I guarantee they're not in the same room. And if they are, it ain't on purpose.
Yeah, we have everybody's vote in the room. And of course, DJ Scanless, again, acting very respectfully. Shout out to Mastermind going down with the ship. I can understand him at the edge of a heartbreak, right there, just looking down. The first single off of each project by Lupe Fiasco, Food and Liquor versus The Cool. The room went with, and I think the same thing goes to the chat room, if I'm not mistaken. Kick Push takes the Food and Liquor on the board. Here we go. Again, every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know what we do over here on Twitch. Make sure you follow on YouTube. Shout out to everybody that joins us here in the chat room from YouTube.